Hey everyone, and welcome to our channel. Today, we're going to discuss a concerning situation in Italy, as their economy is facing some challenges and debt concerns. News broke recently that the country's economy unexpectedly shrank in the second quarter of 2023, raising serious questions about its future. While Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni initially boasted about Italy's economic growth exceeding that of Germany and France, the latest data paints a grim picture. This sudden contraction has thrown a wrench in Meloni's plans and ignited concerns about Italy's ability to navigate the current economic challenges. Examining Italy's debt. Let's rewind a bit and understand the context. Italy carries a significant burden of debt, the highest in the Eurozone after Greece. This debt weighs heavily on the country's financial stability and limits its ability to invest in growth-promoting initiatives. Italy's economy has been struggling recently, with the country's post-coronavirus pandemic economic rebound losing more steam than expected. In the second quarter of 2023, Italy's economy shrank by 0.3%, while the Eurozone as a whole experienced a 0.3% expansion. This has raised concerns about the country's economic direction and the effectiveness of the government's policies. In a report for Capital Economics, Francesca Palmas wrote Italy was no longer outperforming its peers, estimating the country would experience a sharper drop in output than other Eurozone majors in the second half of 2023. Istat gave no numerical sector breakdown of its preliminary second quarter GDP estimate but said industry and agriculture output decreased whereas services grew marginally. Italy is an advanced industrial country, and the weakness in industry is much more important than the tourism sector for the economy's health, said Lorenzo Codogno, head of LC Macro Advisors and former chief economist at Italy's Treasury. Istat also said annual inflation slowed to 6.4% in July from 6.7% in June on EU-harmonized consumer prices. Annual growth in prices of food, household items, and personal care stood at 10.4%, broadly in line with that of the month before and over 50% higher than the overall index. High debt levels and repayment concerns. Banks are still stuffed with bad loans. Italy has been dealing with high debt levels, which have been a concern for the country's economic stability. The government has been trying to address this issue, but it has faced challenges and backlash, such as the phase-out of the controversial Citizens' Income Poverty Relief Scheme. This decision has led to protests and raised questions about the government's ability to manage economic processes and encourage investment. With the European Central Bank raising interest rates to combat inflation, servicing Italy's debt becomes more expensive, further straining its resources. The Italian government has been struggling to find a balance between addressing debt concerns and supporting economic growth. As a result of global variables that are outside Rome's control, such as the increase in interest rates by the European Central Bank, the country's finance minister has taken sole responsibility for the contraction. However, analysts still expect Italy's economy to regain momentum and reach the finance ministry's 1% GDP growth target for 2023. Internal and external factors. There are several internal and external factors contributing to Italy's economic challenges. For example, the government's decision to curb the Superbonus program, which offered Italians a 110% tax credit for energy efficiency-enhancing home improvements, has led to a decline in construction activity. Additionally, the controversial Citizens' Income program, aimed at reducing poverty, is being scaled back, creating uncertainty and potential unrest. Externally, Italy faces the challenges of a slowing global economy, restrictive credit conditions, and the impact of Russia's war in Ukraine. These factors combine to create a perfect storm for the Italian economy. Additionally, investments funded by Italy's €191.5 billion EU-funded COVID recovery scheme have progressed far more slowly than expected. Possible outcomes and scenarios. Analysts remain divided on the future of Italy's economy. While some predict a rebound in the later part of the year, fueled by tourism and the EU's COVID recovery funds, others fear a prolonged slowdown that could lead to a recession. Despite these challenges, there are still signs of hope for Italy's economy. manufacturing performance is expected to improve, and the country's households are likely to spend more as inflation falls. Furthermore, the Next Generation EU program is expected to support growth in the future. The current state of Italy's economy is complicated and varied in many ways. Italy's economy is facing some significant challenges, but there are still opportunities for growth and improvement. The government needs to continue addressing debt concerns and find ways to support economic growth while managing internal and external factors. Thank you for watching, and if you want to see more videos that are useful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Until we meet again, stay curious.